Hey, yo,
Hi.
I got all the things posted and updated my clever facts.
All in that like 1 second or 1 minute.
Yes,
Impressive.
I had prepped things.
Okay. And
I watched the
and Foxy.
TikTok over Instagram that you sent me. So obviously we had the same levels of productivity.
Yes.
I
same levels
spent
for
about 2 hours on Sunday filling in about 3 weeks worth of dates that I hadn't recorded in my Clever Fox, which
Oh, I've
is
done that before.
well, what I did was I filled out a bunch of just index cards because they were handy. It's like, I don't want to, zip open the planner carrier, take out the planner, shift and through. Just write it on an index card. So I got the stack
That's
of
fair.
index cards and scratch paper and all of that I had to enter in, and maybe I can get back to the normal schedule now. I did manage to set up all of January's days, so
Nice.
I was pretty proud of myself for that. But anyhow, hello everybody.
Woo. Hi. Yes. Saying hello to all the people. Yes, here we are. Hello again. Hello. I didn't hear this tab go live. Whoops. That happens, but
That
it's
happens a lot.
okay. We have not been live for very long. I have to click a different tab because in order to keep my desktop from going to sleep during times I can't actually play the music because then my mic might pick up on it, I am now having a playlist run silently, but the moving pictures catch the corner of my eye, so I keep wanting to just look over and watch it. So what is everybody working on today?
Fancy.
Yes.
I forgot what I was working on. Oh, college applications, possibly, because I'm
Ooh.
transferring colleges. Or a short story for my friends that I've been working on to try and get into the whole re-stretch my writer muscles, warm up.
I am going to be scripting my next video. Either that, or I am going to try again to make some progress on the outline for the second book in my series, which always seems to love to come to a screeching halt. So it's probably going to be the video script.
Nice. I am going to continue reading my outline for book 1 because it has been a year since I have read my outline, and I want to finish it in January. So I got to read through it, make sure I have all major plot points, and finally commit to where book 1 is ending, because part of me is like, is there enough plot here to be a book 1?
Yeah.
Or because it's definitely in a series, and I know the plot of the overarching series and roughly how I want all of the other books to go. But book 1, I'm just like, is you enough for plot? I don't.
I've thought about that multiple times for my book, especially because it was like under 50,000 words up until semi-recently, and now it's just like skating over. I haven't finished it, but
we just got to be 40,000 to be a novel.
Yeah, but I feel inadequate. It was very small the first time I published it, like really small. And it's like,
fair.
oh, so I get that.
I just need to make sure, because like when you do a series, each book has to have their own plot along with the overarching plot. So I definitely need, and I'm probably overthinking it because there's a lot happens in book one technically. So
also,
yeah.
I'm like reading a lot of fan fiction recently, and I'll like see myself scrolling. That's like, oh, 80,000. That's not very many words. Try and find something longer for the night to read. I'm like, oh, 160. Oh, that was good for a few hours. I'm like, it's so scared.
Drafting, nothing special. I mean, that's fair. I'm going to be catching up on school reading I forgot about, since it's 1 week till the quarter ends. School reading is important. Finishing this darn draft. I feel that. Then maybe some stuff for videos. Yay, videos. I'm trying to finish a quick edit of a novel draft before I send it to my alpha reader to help look for plot holes. Fair. Character building for a newish story or revising an older draft. Nice. Wolf love, wolf lose, and maybe a decapitation. I like this. Speaking of earlier, I'm like reading my outline, and Chris is just lounging, and I'm all like, I write some smooth motherfuckers, because I just wrote a particularly nice flirty, or I read a particularly nice flirty line, and he's like, "What you looking at? Your werewolf pit fighter story?" And I'm like, "Why you assume she's a smooth motherfucker? First of all." I'm like, but secondly, no, the silver air. But I do love my werewolf pit fighter. Working on an outline. Yes. Yay, I get back into reading fanfic too. Now I have 5 tabs.
Yeah, 5. I wish I had. My mom went on my laptop earlier, and I was like, "There's nothing like bad other than the 3 separate window, but like 20 open on each window." And by 3 I mean 5, and by 20 I mean 30. And I'm not exaggerating. It's break. I can do whatever I want, other than transfer applications.
Oh, that's fair. Fine. Chris just DM'd me to remind me to cancel StreamYard. I think it already is, but I gotta go make sure during the first sprint. So that's what I will be doing first.
Mm-hmm.
Who did I click on? I clicked on Haley. Okay. Hello, I'm taking a break from my main project and starting outlining my secondary one. Ooh, fun. In a moment, I will have everybody introduce themselves. But I like to wait for people to finish trickling in.
Until then, we remain mysteries, because obviously no one can tell who we are. Never.
Yeah, they can't tell who I am, definitely.
Our names aren't on the screen. Our faces aren't.
Deleting account is not what I want. There it is.
We're mysterious. I think, Sam, you should do a live where it's your regulars, but we're all wearing costumes and full costumes, like obscuring our face totally, and in different places we usually stream.
I was about to say also with different backgrounds.
This background would be the one I would use, or like if I hadn't done this right now and explaining the whole gimmick, and it just like you're in normal setting, and the rest of us are like costume, and then just chat has to figure out who's who. We obviously all have to change your names. No referencing peanut butter, although no, it's Matt and I. What we saying?
Hey, we've already have the apple butter truce, so we should never speak of peanut butter again.
Treaty. No, that's not how that works.
Peach treaty?
Yeah,
the Great Apple Butter Peach Treaty.
Yes, it's the Great Apple Butter Peach Treaty, not the Great Apple Butter barring of peanut butter from. It was not, what's the word? Exiled into the great unknown.
The forbidden.
Fox said, CB, lock your laptop, child. CB, who the fuck are you? I don't know. It's been 2 years.
Wait, what?
Fox was like, CB. First he said, lock your laptop, child, because you said your mom was on it. And then he's like, who the fuck are you? I don't know. It's been 2 years. Which you have actually, I think you've been streaming on my channel for at the very least, I've known you for
Oh,
at least 2 years.
I think it's been 2 years since I streamed on your channel. I'm like, it's been like 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
No,
I know it's like more than usual, like a bigger gap than usual, but
no, that's since you started.
yes, I know. I was doing a bit. I was joking. I think
You can't do that. I just got my migraine shot yesterday. I'm still not functioning.
I'm harassing Fox, not you. Sam.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Harass away. He can come in here and defend himself if he really wants. He has overlays until next week.
I mean, there's no Discord notifications popping up saying that I got messages, so I think I can get going.
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
Between you guys and Fox himself, does anybody actually know what he looks like?
I do.
Mr. Fox.
He's visited me in person. We took the kids to the zoo. It was a great time.
He looks like Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh.
According to CB and Cody, he looks like actual foxes.
The exact image in my mind. No one can tell me I'm wrong.
The drastic difference between their images of Fox is great because she's like the Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is like very
self-explanatory.
Yes, and then Cody's is just like this fox in like a hoodie who looks extremely sleep deprived, just always at a computer with a large cup of coffee.
Oh, I got a Discord message.
You spoke too soon. All right,
I
so
will by you, Fox.
Go ahead and introduce thyself.
Who am I?
You're the
I'm Batman. Am Iron. Anyways, I'm C.B. Ferrenz.
Do you remember who you are?
I almost just said my real name yet again.
Again?
I got pretty far into it too. Okay,
it's because George Clooney Fox distracted her for a moment. So,
young adult fantasy author, teenager YouTuber, college student, harboring of chaos. I don't know.
I approve.
I have a channel. I don't post on it often. I haven't posted on it in a concerning amount of time because college. But I will hopefully be coming back at some point soon. Probably. And yeah, I'm funny and I give writing advice about being a teenager. And yeah, that's me. I need to work on that. I'm gonna write it all down.
I need to. This is mildly unrelated, but I just need to commission somebody to draw all these different versions of Fox so I can just have a compilation of how everybody sees him.
Mine's obviously the accurate one.
Well,
I mean, I'm right.
Well, of course, you know.
Yes.
But I'm speaking from the perspective of being a massive Wes Anderson fan, so I entirely concur with your assessment over the attractiveness of Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's where I was going with it.
Well, we're there now. Okay.
I said we're going to make a list. Of your different types of fox? I thought you meant a hit list at first. I was like, okay, about who?
First of all, sorry, Candy, you can introduce yourself after this. But first of all, we don't have foxes on zoo at the Nashville Zoo because foxes are just. I fucking saw two down the road. Like they're just native to where we live. So we don't have any foxes in our zoo. But I would. Like
there are cats attacking my door. They're coming for us.
Sorry, no,
all right,
go ahead, Candy.
Hello, I am Candy Glynn Wilder. I am a fantasy writer and filmmaker and occasional YouTuber. And even more occasional hanger-outer at sprints like these. And I just ran out of other pertinent stuff to say, so I will leave it at that.
Fox told me to get my shit together.
Make that checklist. And hello, hello everybody. I'm writing mom Samantha Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. I host live streams like today on Mondays, and sometimes we do topical chats, like on the 24th when we dive into the 4th season of Sailor Moon, and sometimes we talk about movies. It's just really whatever I feel like and am up to researching that month.
I tried to do the thing, but I forgot where her arms went. So it's okay.
It's fine. It's like, but
Hmm?
when I post videos, which I will be doing again at some point, they will be posted on Thursdays. Currently on a weird hiatus because of chronic migraine stuff, but you know, whatever. I get shot once a month for it now, so it's getting better. If you would like to read a sample of my writing, you can go to my website, samanthaalnasset.com, and read a spooky flash fiction by me. And in order to keep up to date with all things Sam and get dibsies on beta reading any of my things, you can sign up to my newsletter while you're at my website. If you would like to help support the channel with tips and donations, you can go to my Ko-fi down below.
Give Sam
Give
money.
Sam money.
Candy, don't even. You don't want to get involved in this. Don't risk yourself. You were safe. You were safe.
If you would like to support in other ways, you can.
What can I say?
like-
Live on the edge.
Yeah.
You can like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and ring-a-ding that bell so that it tells you when things happen. And yeah, today we're just doing writing sprints, and also because I did get quite a bump in new people over the week, and some of those new people may be watching. There is a Shadow Fox. He is the primary graphic designer and helps me with all of the things on my platform. He's also my bestest friend in the world, and we shit talk each other mercilessly. So if you hear shit talk or speak of him, then you know. That's just besties doing bestie things. So yeah. Yeah, we all talked about what we are working on tonight. Chat said some things. Gonna go back to them. My weekend was nonstop writing, so I'm taking a small break. I'm jealous.
That's fair.
I was supposed to do nonstop writing work this weekend, and then my shot took a noticeable nosedive. So I barely functioned all weekend. Is what I did. So
I didn't function either, but that was because of period. So much fun. Love it.
Yes.
yes,
Mercy merch.
I have that in a coffee cup that my son uses all the time. So then I barely get to use it.
I've had Jenna merch on my website, or not on my website, on my Christmas and birthday wish list for 2 years, and I've yet to get anything, and I don't think my relatives are taking me seriously.
Oh,
That's just sad. We
that's
got
sad.
I mean,
Her
my birthday's
birthday
in
is
3
coming
days.
up.
I can
It's the
hope
third-
that
yeah,
they'll
I was about to say
finally
it's
pull
this
through,
week.
but they're
We
disappointing.
need a P.O. box or a link to your Ko-fi.
Oh yeah, I have one.
I just saw how, yes, it's
What?
great. I'm finally above 600. Good time zones, y'all. Woohoo, yes. I always try to be fashion forward. That's some
Sorry.
Christmas.
Nice.
I actually on one of the back of, because I order Clever Fox from their website, which apparently you get sent the black box when you do that. So I've just got a black box from my first Clever shot that I just keep putting all my Clever Foxes in there, and it's got the I write badass books sticker on it, or kicking ass writing. I have to go look at which sticker it is, but I have a sticker on my Clever Fox from Jenna's thing, and it's been there for over an hour.
I'm useless.
I got a T-shirt about. Oh, it was during. I think it was during Jenna's Black Friday sale. It's the one that says, "Ask me about my book." Except I'm so nervous, I don't want people to ask me about my book yet. So it's just hanging up in the closet, waiting for me to, get some courage to write it and maybe even answer a question.
You can ask me anything about my book, and I might tell you.
For years, I wouldn't be able to wear the sarcastic shirts. I don't want to be sorry. I have a shirt that says sorry. Actually, I can't, and I wear that one now. But for years, I wouldn't wear the sarcastic comments thing, and I still hesitate to, because there's this image of me getting in trouble for something, and then wearing a shirt that actually I don't care about your opinion or something like that, and just being yelled at and be trying to say I'm sorry, but my shirt says I'm not sorry, and then people not believing me.
The sticker says writing books and kicking ass.
Ah.
I just looked up the sticker on the website.
That's the one thing that I'm scared of the most is people who would come
Yeah.
up to me and say, so what's your book about? And, like when I'm at home thinking about it, I've got like paragraphs in my mind. But when someone asks me, it's like someone put a padlock on my brain and I can't say what it's about.
Get your like
It just-
elevator pitch, like
At
one
the
sentence
risk
statement.
At the risk of
Yeah.
getting an ego in DM, I am excellent at talking about myself, so it's never an issue for me. Except when I have brain fog, and then I just suddenly forget everything ever.
It was
My
really
problem is that
difficult.
I tell stories. What?
my problem is that I'm an extremely late bloomer, so I'll eventually get there probably 3 or 4 years after the book's actually published.
It took me a few years to be able to like respond to people, because there was also the thing where like people would be like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a writer. And it's like, oh, what's your book about? And then I have to gauge, do they actually care? Like, do they actually want to know what my book's about? Because I can tell them, or do they want it's a young adult fantasy novel? And then that's enough for them to answer and like fulfill I asked about her interest, and then they can walk away guilt-free. Yeah.
Fox just called me an egosaurus.
I was gonna go caw, like caw for the egosaurus sound, but that's a crow
now. Caw, motherfucker, caw. I accept it. All right, we're gonna go into our first sprint. After catching up on chat right quick. Weirdly, I get nervous about people asking, mainly older people, but when I get very talkative about my book,
older people are scary.
It's worked well, but I wound up telling a lot of children about a plot about succubi.
As one does.
They gotta know there's that good shit out there. If someone asks, I tend to go off on a long tangent about my book. Like they want a summary, but they get a mini outline. I will say, because I have my website set up, that if I have the brain fog, I will pull up my website and just read what I wrote there.
That's good. That's good.
I'm like, yes. And then, like, a lot of times people just look at my phone and they'll be like, oh, that's a cool website. And I'm like, yes, isn't it? Would you like the address? All right, so let us start. Who would like to do the county down?
Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
3, 2, 1.
And we're back. How did everybody do that sprint?
I read and talked to you.
Well, Fox just informed me my banner had said final sprint, and that was an error. I clicked on the wrong one.
You know?
It doesn't say that anymore, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, well, chat writes how they did. Let me go check pages. I'm on page 4 now. I added some stuff to a plot point, and I'm going to be adding a little bit more to that plot point next sprint, because peoples are being invaded and things are happening.
Exciting.
Yes.
My outline's kind of weird because it's like a retroactive outline. Because writing this book has been a process. So it's like some parts are really specific and that's like the new stuff, and some parts are like hella vague where it's like, and then the fight happens. And I'm like, wow.
I know
I mean,
that
it happens in the fight because I've already wrote it 5 years ago, but like,
I do the same stuff. Doesn't matter what kind of outline I'm writing. There's one of the things, there's a fight and the plot point is like, decide how this fight goes later.
I just realized I've been writing for 7 years. That's a long time.
Is it?
It's over a third of my life, okay?
I know the feeling.
Candy, we can't hear you.
You can't. Oh, hold on. Hello, Candy.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Anyhow, yeah, I've been writing for quite a while. Well, off and on, let's just say that.
Okay, comparatively.
I have to check my age real quick.
It's a third of my life. And I've only spent, like, let's say 2/3 of that life be able to read. I've spent half of my life that I have been able to read writing.
I'm coming up on 20 years.
Yeah, I only started like
can see me
wise,
just like take a break for
the
a couple
same
of
time
years
as you.
so I can catch up. Like, damn, it's not actually fair. You've been writing longer than Fox. If that makes you feel better.
It's not a competition, it's a statement.
I know. You're the one who
How old are
seems to feel
sixth
so
graders?
Okay,
conscious
I'm getting
about
out
it.
of this one now. So
How old are 6th graders? They're like,
Depends on the 6th grader. I was 11.
okay. I started writing after my concussion in 6th grade because I had free time because I wasn't allowed to do schoolwork.
It has been years.
So that makes, and that was around Thanksgiving. So yeah, that makes me 11, and I'm turning 19 in like 3 days.
Fox, when is it now?
So yeah, 7 or 8 years, whatever. A while.
I mean, it's a good chunk of time. It is.
Yeah. Still haven't published the book. Ugh. Anywho, Candy, what'd you work on?
I worked on my next script for my next video on how to write present-day Gen X characters. So it's probably going to take a lot of workshopping before I get it to a point where I can fill it.
Like, most of my friends' parents are boomers, but my parents are Gen Xers, so I'm very interested as to how that's going to go.
I think a lot of Gen X people are mistakenly called boomers.
Well, there's that too. But I mean, most of my friends' parents are in their 60s, and my grandparents are in their 60s, and my parents are in their 40s. So
my parents are in their 50s.
My mom's like
or they're 50.
76 or 77, I can't remember. But yeah, she is definitely in boomer territory.
I have to scroll back up, see where chat was.
See, Haley started writing this the same age I did.
Well, to be fair, I started seeking a professional career at the same age you did. So
okay,
I have been storytelling since I was like 4 or 5 because our school had these little programs where they just gave you a blank booklet and you filled it up, and my mother has all of them still.
That's cool.
But I don't count that because I was 5 and it was a school thing. So, but whenever I say it was when I was 11, because that's when I started actually looking into publishing and all of that. So that's when I got serious, which
I think-
sounds so silly to say.
I mean, I can say the
writing
same
career
thing.
when I was 11.
When I think it was like 4 or 5, we were staying at my grandma's house at the time, and I wrote a story with illustrations, not good ones, but illustrations. And the story was called The Golden Potato Chip.
Yeah.
And the story was that this little girl was walking down the road one day, and she looked down on the ground. She saw this potato chip that looked like it was made of solid gold, and she says, "Wow, that's really something." So she walks along, doesn't think about it any further, and then overnight, the golden potato chip grows to the size of a house. And the next morning, she wakes up and she's walking down the sidewalk, and she looks and she sees that this big old golden potato chip grew overnight to the size of a house. The end.
We had to write about our pets and the pets that we had, and most of my story was nonfiction until we got to my pet penguin, and I have no idea why I was obsessed with having a pet penguin that didn't exist, but it was in the story. It was the main character. And my
Oh,
teacher was just like, "You were supposed to write about your pets," and I was like, "I did."
Yeah.
You didn't say
Yeah.
only.
imaginary pets still count, dang it.
I was not told there were limitations. I ended up explaining the whole story if someone asked me what I'm writing, since me trying to summarize it would have people looking at me all confused. I mean, you gotta get that elevator pitch.
Yeah.
I feel you though. I feel like the same way, especially since in mine I've got like a warrior princess who is the bodyguard to a different princess. So I'm like, I feel without cultural context, that's good. But it is what it is. I'm gonna
Warrior princesses.
bye.
Woo! Princesses. Woo!
Got a lot of revising session. Oh yeah. 30 pages of this silly school story. 30 pages in 20 minutes. I'm jealous. I'm a slow reader. I cannot.
I think I'm a fast reader.
You
I
are.
wasn't sure, but I think I am now.
You definitely are. I'm a slow reader. Doing beta reading, 1 chapter down. Oh yeah. Then realized I haven't reached my editing goal for the night. Oh well.
Well, do schoolwork first.
Do your editing.
Do schoolwork first.
Isn't the editing schoolwork?
I don't think so.
Oh wait, no, the
Do your
schoolwork is the reading. I'm
And then
sorry, I
reward
got mixed
yourself
up.
with being able to work on writer stuff. That's what I wish I did. I would always
easy.
just do the writer stuff and use that as a procrastination
Oh,
tool
she
for my
says
homework,
that
which got a lot of writing done, but not homework done. Don't follow my example.
Made it through like 2.5 scenes. I'm in a weird section where I apparently had forgotten everything that happened, so nothing feels like it makes sense. I wish I didn't understand that feeling, but I
feel
do.
that.
I feel it so hard. I was looking at weapons ideas for my Ooh, weapon ideas.
I love
Chopping my way into that outline. Chop, chop, chop. 7 words. Nice.
Cardio.
When I was CB age, I had not been writing as long as she had.
Thank you.
I had been writing for a year.
Only been writing because it's in 7th grade, which is fair. 11, 12, yeah.
6th grades
Wow.
are 11 to 12. I would know I was the youngest in my grade in my first. But I mean, I was also the youngest in my grade. And I had the age, it was between 11 to 13 because I was the youngest, 12 was the average, and then 13 was the oldest for the 6th graders.
For me, it's usually like
that's
you
why I said
start
it
a grade, like
depends.
for 6th grade, it was everyone starts at 11, then ends up being 12, but there are of course outliers.
No, I started at 10 and I was 11.
Yeah.
So, because my birthday is August 30th and the cutoff for our school system was September 13th. So, like, it had a pretty early cutoff compared to what it is now because they'll let you, like, October birthdays go now. But yeah, when I was in school, that was like the week before the cutoff. So I was always the year younger. So the average is actually whatever the year above me was. So average 6th graders, 12. Because I'm in 7th grade. Got you.
Nice.
Yeah. I actually made some decent characters in my little stories with my characters. I'd have them talk in my head and things went pretty fun. I do still do that sometimes.
I do that constantly, so you're not alone.
My headphone batteries.
Fox and I are having a GIF war, sending GIFs of a singular fight scene.
Yes.
It's the Bakugo Deku fight scene after the Camino Ward arc. And I'm like, oh, I just opened up with a Bakugo, but he responded with a Deku, which means that I have to find one from the same fight scene. Give me
okay, so you're Bakubu. That's good. Because I will root for that. My headphone battery is about to die, so I can just go without them, I guess. That's fair. I'm late, but I started writing when I was in the 8th grade. Nice.
Why? Sorry, that was in response to weird GIFs people have made. I don't like this.
CV's down the GIF hole.
Running. Damn it. Come on.
I looked over and saw an album cover I didn't recognize, and I'm like, the fuck is that? And then it's You Call Me a Bitch Like It's a Bad Name. Ah, yes, Hailstorm. That's who that is.
He's not fighting enough. I found one from the scene, but he's not fighting. He's, saying the line that makes my heart break. I didn't have to be the one that all night.
You can't even read the line.
What? What's why did
So I actually don't talk about my novel much on my own channel, which I actively should probably. So if anybody has questions or want to know anything, I don't know where to start there.
I found one.
Or if people want to know. Or if people just don't want to know, that's fine too.
I looked it up on the internet.
I see. See, she's just in her own world with Fox. Fox, stop distracting her.
Wait, I don't know if I end up winning at the end of that one. No, that's where it cuts out! Oh, I'm pretty sure it cuts out with Bakugo getting decked by Deku. Haha, sorry.
Trying to help your opponent?
I don't know. This is a very important exchange, guys. I sent that, Okay, so he said fight me, then I sent a Kirishima, and then he sent Kirishima as the blob. So I have to respond with Kirishima's boyfriend. And then he responded with Deku fighting. So I responded with Bakugo. There are levels, guys. You have to understand.
This is what all language will be like in the future. No actual words, just GIFs.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I'm done. But I'm not done yet.
I win that fight in the end. Bakugo wins that fight.
No, it's too late to do your typing lesson.
I don't think
I told you that earlier.
Well for me. Yeah, that gift does not end well for me.
Fox says he's so sorry.
Oh yeah, I totally get.
See what you've done, sir. See what you've done.
Totally decked at the end of the gift. You can't see, because that's him down here getting hit in the head. I'm pretty sure by shoot style, which would not. Ow. Or maybe no, he's not ducking. He got totally. Anyways, in case anyone was wondering,
Are you having fun over there?
I am.
Oh, hello. The patron saint is here to visit us.
Hi, kitty.
And
Meow.
Don't step on the cord. What are you doing? It is such a tiny cord, and you have such tiny paws. How? Just how?
Storm, which is my cat for anyone who don't know, or one of my 3. She, my phone cable, it doesn't. Okay, so it's right here. Anyone whose screen is really big can tell it has like a slight texture around it. Because I can't pull it up any farther. And I think my cat really. Okay, I would, but that's not the fight we're doing right now, Jamie. If we were doing the Deku and Todoroki fight, we could have. But that's not what this is. Anywho.
It's very, very
chewing on this cable, but no other cables. You yelled at Fox and now he's not responding to our fight.
Well, that's not my problem. He'll yell at you probably during the sprint.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Uncle Fox is being mean to you by ignoring you.
Yes, I feel rejected. Yeah, this is the one I'm setting next time. I found it. And this one doesn't end in reverse. Uno myself.
You know, it's a good thing he's used to putting up with somebody who's really needy and wants attention all the time. Between me and his cat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes he's like
Keep on
in
me.
there's sometimes he'll be on a game day with his other friends and we're like, Fox, I need attention. He's like, I'm gaming. And I'm like, so ignored, so abandoned, so unloved.
All by myself.
I've sent so many gifts with the all by myself. It's like when I
Here's London. No, you can't. You switched fights, Fox. Fox. No.
He plays by his own rules.
Well, he did it. He was good. And then he switched. He sent 2 in a row. You're ruining everything, Fox. Take it back. Take the second one back. There's a
She
flow.
wants attention, she gets attention, and now she's upset at the kind of attention.
It has to be a specific type of attention, Sam. The
By
right
the way,
type of attention.
I just want everybody to know this is my favorite Clever Fox sticker.
It's a good one.
It's just the horror of adulting. I'm also slightly biased because I feel like she looks mildly like me.
I thought she looked like a zombie.
Well, because she's in black and white, but I mean, like,
I
when
thought
she's
she
in
was a
color.
Isn't she a zombie? Oh, that one? That one's a different one.
Yeah, that's her. But no, she's just...
Is this the same girl?
Yeah.
I really thought that was a zombie.
No, that's a different one. They have different little peoples.
I never really paid that much attention. I was like, oh, zombie. Next.
She's not a zombie. She's just horrified because she's like,
Is this confirmed? That
what
it's the same
confirmed?
girl, not a zombie?
Well, because there's like... Okay, hold on. I have the sticker book. And in the sticker book, it's like there's 3 or 4 different women throughout the gifts. There's the brunette, the blonde, and then there's 2 with black hair. And that's how I identify everybody. Just their
That's
hair
fair.
color.
And
yeah,
are you a lover of Clever Fox?
Here's one of the other
What was
ladies.
that?
Are you a lover of Clever Fox?
See,
I am, but like I said earlier, I had dropped off. Well, at the end of last year, the place where I work, we always have an entire week that we have where we can just take a vacation. You know, it starts on Christmas and then it goes through to New Year's. So basically, I just sort of lounged around and hardly did anything. And then when it was time to go back to work, I was like, oh, geez, there's like 2 or 3 weeks of my job log that I hadn't filled in on my Clever Fox yet. So I took like 2 days to fill it all back out again because I want to get back into it. You know, I need to, especially since things are coming ever closer with getting ready to publish my bad boy. So, yeah, I'm going to be ordering another one soon. Somebody gave me 2 Amazon gift cards, and so I'm just like, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fair. If you not,
I haven't bought anything for myself for
here's the
Christmas.
floor metal down.
Like things I want. Because the way my birthday and Christmas is what we celebrate for the holidays is spaced out. So, like, obviously Christmas is 25th and my birthday is the 13th of this month. So I'm like, it's a just over 2-week period. So, like, I'll still add new things to my wish list, but I'll be like, I can't buy anything for myself. And I'm hoping that people will get, like, things I want, but I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know how to feel right now. Anyways. I got both my parents to buy Clever Fox. My dad was like, what are you, like, talking about Clever Fox? I was like, you bought it too? And he's like, yes, there's a forest green option. And I'm like,
there's a forest green.
Like, okay.
One of my cats has ascended
So-
to the top
Yeah,
of
it
the
kinda
thing
looks
where
like
all the things are.
Ah,
And like there's this Gears of War special metal thing. It's the only thing that he could accidentally knock off.
Mm,
But it's rather heavy, and if it falls on me, I've
ouch.
informed him I'm going to cook him.
You just get up there and take it off for now.
No,
Maybe
I'm
this-
testing him, seeing how much he wants to live.
Okay. I have my shelves are across me. I would show you guys, but they are cluttered. Because I just like I have 3 separate Spider-Man pops. Are they called pops?
oh
Funko
yeah,
Pops, yeah.
Funko Pops.
Yeah, I have, but on that shelf, I have an MJ, like a Zendaya MJ, Goose the cat, 3 Spider-Men, and then a Captain Marvel, and then I have Happy Hogan on a different one, and then I have another Spider-Man at school. There was a Christmas where I just got like 4 or 5 Spider-Man pops. I was like, okay, I know I love him, guys, but anyways, I have a Bakugo up there. And on the Bakugo, I have it's like a plushie, and my friend made me a Kirishima bracelet, and I eventually had to take it off before it fell off, and I put it around the Bakugo, like around his like a necklace. But the cats keep trying to jump up there, and there's only like this much room on every single shelf because they're like crates nailed together because I made them. And so they keep knocking things off.
Oh no.
And I'm like, why? Well, there's not room up there for you guys to even sit down or stay, but they keep just going like joink and then falling off.
My tiny panther has slunk off to go be in a corner now.
They're ferocious beasts.
Well, he believes he is the king of the house and that he must oversee and protect all the things. So he like got up there specifically just so he could sit up there and like survey the area for a while, and then I guess he decided it was safe because now he's over there.
He'll do his rounds every.
Yes.
I have a grand total of 3 Funko Pops. 1 I bought, and 2 were given to me by a good friend of mine. And I don't get any more because our house is so full of stuff. It's more like a storage unit than a house. So I just figured, well, maybe collecting isn't the thing for me at this time.
My
if we were able to get it into a bigger house, it would be much easier to have, our respective nerd shrines. But right now it's just small
my little
scale.
brother got me a Izuku Midoriya Deku pop for Christmas that is doing full cowl, which is like his power up thing, and it has like apparently it's glow in the dark and limited edition. It says limited edition on the front, and it's in like a plastic, like there's a weird plastic box around the normal pop box. And I'm like, that's great. Can I take it out of that? Am I not supposed to? It doesn't glow right now. Why doesn't it glow? Does it need sunlight to glow?
Yeah, whenever
some kind of light charging
needs to be charged, probably.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna take it to school so I don't break it before I get to school. I'm keeping it in the box, and then
yes,
like
whether or not to take it out, that just depends on like if you want to collect it or just have it.
I just want to have it.
Well, then just open the thing.
Oh man, at one of the New York toy conventions a few years back, they had a Qui-Gon Jinn, like a ghost figure, where it was just all made out of that that same plastic where you put it under the light and it glows. I wanted it so bad, but it's like, these conventions, they have these exclusives, and they always jack up the price on them, and they're gone before you can even, type the first letter of the character's name on there. And I don't know, I'd love to have that, but I'm not about to go on eBay and pay like $500 for a pop.
So for the record, conventions do not jack up the price. Conventions usually sell things at retail price. It's just people have become so accustomed to online retailers lowering the prices of things that's the general idea. I only say this because I work conventions every now and then, and my boss sells a lot of his stuff at anywhere between 10 to 20, 25% off of the retail value. And we get people walking around like the Blu-rays and stuff that'll just be like, oh, well, they jack the price up so that the sale looks better. And like you can find it on Amazon and stuff so much cheaper. And it's like, we don't jack the price up. That's not true. And second off, there is a strategic thing. Like online stores will do that. They will say that there's a sale, but they're actually selling it at retail. And but it looks like it's priced higher. And two, there are actually some online sellers that will sell things below their like value because they're trying to drive their competitors out of business because other competitors can't afford to do that. It was a major issue in the book industry for a while. Like hardcovers and stuff were just being sold below materials cost.
Wow.
So, and it actually worked. That's why a lot of book and mortar stores went out of business. So, Fox, there's no crow or raven timer, but there's chickens. Is chickens good? I'm waiting for him to answer. But that said, I do understand not wanting to pay like a lot of money for a figure and stuff. I'm not into figures, so.
Well, I'm pretty sure that eBay probably isn't the most.
Well, eBay's basically just fan stuff or like individual sellers.
Right, so it's probably not the best place to look for. Site. Yeah, it's probably not the best place to look for a bargain on an exclusive convention-only figure.
Definitely not, especially when you get into the online bidding wars.
Well, my best friend showed me Etsy. Like I knew it existed, but like I'd never gone on it. So like I'm introducing her to My Hero Academia, and she kind of just been binging through Etsy so much so where she's like, we got to the first ever mention of All for One. She's like, or like, they're like, yes, there's a greater evil. She's like, that's All for One. I'm like, why do you know that? She's like, I saw his Etsy figure.
I saw his doesn't even know it from the show. You just know it from the merchandise.
I'm like, I'm so glad no one spoiled anything for you. You just knew his name. But what?
All right, I was just looking at the MHA pops and I want them, but they're kind of pricey. Fun fact, I can let you know if a figure is actually being sold at a good value because I know far too much about products that I have no real interest in owning myself. But my husband discovered that because he was like, hey, hun, I want this figure, and then he told me the price. And I was like, oh, is it, who was it? It was like Pop Art? No, not Pop Art. Either way, I threw out the brand. Play Arts. I was like, is it a Play Arts figure? And he's like, how did you know that? And I'm like,
big brain.
I went through, one, I sell a lot of them, and two, I went down a rabbit hole for a couple weeks of just watching people do figure like openings and reviews, and so I now know far too much about figures that I didn't previously want to. And a lot of the figures and reviews were really like good, providing context in my brain because I'm like, oh yeah, we do sell them at that price point. It's like, oh yeah, I have seen those. Oh, I understand what makes that value in this other one. So like I can now sell them better at conventions, but
nice.
I know way too much.
Is this a 20-minute chicken timer?
It is. Okay. Which I laughed because Fox was like, I'll just go rewrite my story to have chickens instead of crows, BRB.
Nice.
Listen, I got back in the MHA because of Hawks and Dobby, so yeah, merchant spoilers and stuff are my thing.
That's a ship that I'm not against.
I know. That she was saying a ship, but now I have my intrigue.
Because they were paired together. They're always paired together as a ship, okay? From what I've seen.
One is warm tones and the other is cool tones, so exactly. I see why fandom did that.
Yes.
Fandom, so predictable. All right, count us down.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
And Twitter big. How did everybody do that sprint? I'm almost on page 5. I would be on page 5, but I added things.
I thought you were gonna say, but someone was sending me Snapchats. I was like,
Oh
Sam.
no. I actually was unable to watch your Snapchats because Chris came in here to bug me.
Oh, my heart. It's okay. Chris can watch the Snapchats too.
I know they're an internet fam.
Yeah. And just in case anyone was wondering, that's our Snapchat group chat.
It's called internet fam.
See, I wrote a few more notes on point number 5, and I wrote a grand total of 1 sentence for point number 6. And probably 99% of all of this is going to be scrapped when I do the actual script.
But you have ideas down, which is good.
Yeah. I tend to just do sort of an idea dump, and then I pare way down and find out that I have to do a lot more research to make it accurate, and pare it down again. Lather, rinse, repeat.
I'm in major plot point 9 of 22, it seems. I was like, how many are there? I just know it's page 4 of current 12. And that number means.
You're on 9 of 22, and that's 4 of 12.
It's page 4 of 12 pages, and it is plot point 9 of 22.
So my brain went, that doesn't line up. 4 over 12 is not the same as 9 over 22.
It is not, because some plot points have more meat to them.
I know that, but I just don't like it.
I can't help that. Also, sometimes I have rough conversations typed out that take up half a page, and they're just in one plot point.
Sam, shut up with your logic.
I'll just tell you my process. Those are my favorite things to read, the rough conversations, because I'm like, yeah, I wrote those. Those are characters doing things.
Characters doing things.
And then I read things like, this one country is invaded, and now this other one's being invaded, and I'm like, I don't have time to care about this.
Oh, I think my favorite plot point on my outline is they have a conversation. It's full of foreshadowing, and I'm like, what? How so? Like,
actually, I have a political discussion where it's all like, this guy asks questions. His questions seem a little shady. Should foreshadow these things.
Should foreshadow. Kind of shady.
Kind of shady. Main character doesn't know why it's kind of shady. She just thinks it's kind of shady. Okay, so Haley kind of ships them.
I haven't watched much of the stuff they've been in, like, together, but they keep showing up in fanfics. And I'm like...
Ignoring the fanfic tabs in the corner.
I'm not.
I don't know, because they're pretty. Are they at least pretty, Candy? Your pens?
They're pretty. I love them. The colors are amazing. Except when you're going full bore on something, and then all of a sudden it decides to temporarily run out of ink, and then I have to shake it like this for like about a minute before I can start writing again.
It's just also incorporating your workout for the day.
Well, yeah.
Burning them
calories. Have a body like this, just buy Inkjoy gel pens, and soon you will be able to, bench press a Cadillac.
Oh yeah.
Again, I'm very envious of you fast readers. If that sprint was 30 seconds longer, I'd have gotten through 4 short-ish scenes. Look, you can finish reading them while I'm talking. I'm not going to judge. I have, in fact, before, when I stopped the sprint and I'm like, y'all talk. I'm finishing a sentence.
Yes.
So, I can't stand not finishing a section. Got to write 400 words about a witch in the woods. Ooh, I like witches in woods.
There's no purpose of what I'm doing right now. I just want people to know that.
I'm going to do writing for now, since I can get the reading done while I have to leave the stream. That's fun. Fair. Not fun. Fair.
I would just do my homework on the way to school.
Took a shower and got 627 words. Very objective. Woohoo! I usually did my homework like at the 10 minutes before class started. And then I would do my homework for the next class during that lesson. Because if I wasn't multitasking, I could not focus. So
Fair, same.
but my teachers did not appreciate. Also, Fox, I am not a lover of war stories just because I happen to have been reading a lot of them recently somehow. And also am writing one accidentally.
Oh, how do you accidentally write something, Sam?
Look, what happens is you're like, I've got this really cool plot. And then you're like, oh, but my plot needs like conflict. And I don't want to just write one of the stories with this thing that happens. And then you're like, oh, you know what? My villain, he actually invented war. Ha! And then you're sitting there figuring out how he's going to invade all of these civilizations to conquer them. And then you're like, oh, I accidentally. This is a war story. Fuck. That's how.
I think I accidentally made a character who invented war too in something.
To be fair, the invention of war was the invention of war was on purpose. The rest of it was like, fuck, that is a thing. That just happened.
Ta-da.
But yeah. So there's that. But also, there's other things in the story, like romance, which is probably what I say it's a war story, but like it's probably just gonna be wars in the background. It's like they were planning for this battle, but also these two over here sneaking off. So
that's so valid.
Because I do not like. Actually, there is this one series that I had read that was also about like war, but the main character was actually like an assassin or a thief or something. So they actually were not involved in most of the war. They were just on covert missions. And I'm like, yes, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Because I don't want to write about the actual war. That seems like a lot.
It's complicated, guys. It's happening. Just let's establish that, everyone. It's happening.
Yeah, there's a
war.
On. You said you're going to avoid war scenes and fight scenes, and I'm going to be so upset with you. Look, I'm not actually going to do it, but I keep, like, every time I get to an important fight scene in my outline, I'll be like, and fade to black.
I'm just like, sitting there crying, just like, wait, no, I like fight scenes.
To be fair, I will write fight scenes because look, some of the greatest emotional impact is written during a fight scene when somebody just got murderized, and then like the shock and the numb goes through, but then the adrenaline kicks in and they like do the berserk fight. I love that. I'm gonna write the fuck out of that.
Me sitting there, oh thank God they no longer have to emotionally like spar. They can just punch each other in the face. Because sometimes like this character, I can like would really in this moment punch the other person in the face. Checks the next few scenes. Okay, so they can actually just punch this guy in the face right now, and that'll work out.
So to be fair, this is a story that I had originally written as a teenager, but I'm like completely redoing from the ground up. And in the original draft, my main character actually killed their love interest because they thought the love interest betrayed them, but the love interest didn't betray them. They just needed her to think that they betrayed her so that she would kill them to get a massive power boost in magic, because like the way that her magic power increases is through people sacrificing themselves for her. And
that's traumatic.
So traumatic. I know. It's great.
Very semi-reminiscent of Sailor Moon.
You know, I have a lot of very core influences in my life.
I can tell.
Call me out on them, why don't you? But yeah, so that's how it was. And so originally, like, she thinks he betrayed her and she's really mad and stuff, and then she kills him by stabbing him through the heart, and then as he's dying, he reveals to her that no, he had never betrayed her. He just needed her to kill him so that he could, like, help her get stronger to defeat the big bad. And she's so, like, pissed. She's
does
like,
does her super power up come with, like, a free ticket to therapy? Gonna need it.
No, unfortunately. But just yeah, so that's the kind of writing everybody gets to look forward for me. But then I decided, you know what? I wanted him to live. So he's not gonna die anymore. Other people will die though. Actually, there's one character who I can like. So there's two different people who there were originally like 4 people who died, and she was the only one who survived in the original one. Everybody else died. Now more people get to live. But my sister, when she read the first version, there's one particular character that just utterly devastated her when they died. And I was talking about a completely different character, and I'm like, I'm considering letting this one live instead of dying. And my sister's like, no, he has to die. Everybody must feel my pain. And I'm like, no, Tabby, this one, not that one. And she's like, oh, I guess that one could live.
Oh, okay.
Very passionate.
So
Very
precious.
Very passionate.
Yeah, so passionate. I'm so tired, but I have this one fight scene, so let's see how basic I was at writing. I feel that. When you look at my outline, my fight scenes are all just very mechanical. It's this person took a swing because I need to know everything that happened. But then when I go to write the actual fight scene, it's much more fluid because I write third person limited.
Yeah, that's what I write, Tim. It's for fight scenes, they're one of those things. Once I start writing it, it just flows in my head. That's one thing, just flows really easily, so I can go, and then they spar, and this is the outcome of said spar. Maybe fight. Here are 3 key moments, but the connections of the moments, and then new moments will pop up that just totally or almost completely just comes up in the moment.
I had a friend in high school who was obsessed with fights and fighting, and that is the only reason I write fight scenes so well, because I learned far too much about it when I was a teenager that I didn't want to know because I didn't care, because I just wanted to read romance, and I skim fight scenes to this day. I'm like, I don't care. I need to know if somebody got stabbed. Are we going to have a healing thing? Is someone going to take her shirt off to be bandaged? This is the information I need.
When I was writing
about the rest of it.
When I was writing fight scenes, when I first wrote them out, it was just really kind of mechanical. It's sword came up, clashed, and then swung down and hit shin or whatever. And I wrote it, and I just this is more like an electronics manual than a fight scene. So I went through, and it's what I realized is that because my character is in first person, and so Sheila's fighting this big bad guy, and and I realized it couldn't just be there's this sword strike and then this maneuver and that. It's no, you got to get the emotion weaved in throughout. You got to have her doing the freak out. You've got to have is the screaming and the emotions and thinking, how am I going to get out of this, and what should I do? All of that stuff just kind of has to be woven together, and at least in the way that hey, what are words? At least in the way that I understand it.
Yeah.
There, I ended the sentence. Yay!
In the fight scene I was writing for the short story I'm writing for my friends, the POV from the character I'm writing from ends up has a severe concussion, is slightly blood lost for half of the fight scene. After a while, so I'm well, I'm gonna spend most of it going, and they faded in and out of consciousness, and then the rest they are attempting to fight. So it's gonna be flashes and mostly just focusing on how their body feels, because they're not going to be very aware of the actual surroundings.
It was pretty well done. If it's the fight scene I'm thinking of.
I think it is.
Okay. Fox was shading me because he's like, you upset me, and I felt you should know this.
About math a few minutes ago, and I don't know when I referenced math within the last 4 minutes.
Oh no.
That you did the math, and I don't know what the math is. Is it the thing I said about Sailor Moon?
Oh, probably. But I asked him why I upset him. He's like, you know why, you romance bitch. And I'm like, you know you love me. Fox and I are diametrically opposed in this. He loves fight scenes and he likes reading fight scenes, but he doesn't like romance. It like bores him. So it's really fun when we critique each other's work. Like, we're
I
good
like
enough.
both. It is so much easier to write fighting than romance.
I would say for me, it's about the same level of ease. It's just one is going to make me whine endlessly. You're like, I don't want to do it.
Same, but in the reverse. Or rather, I really, really do want to do it, but I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
It's okay.
Well,
You come
It's
to
a
me.
lot
I
more
write
effort in
smooth.
planning to write than write a romantic or a flirty scene than it is to write a fight scene for me. I'm like, all right, how does this person then that person and then that's creepy. That's not romantic. All right.
So I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say you two may be related.
I mean, I would guess.
Turns out I'm completely wrong. They're just like childhood friends, neighbors who happen to have
The exact same last name. And
or
one
their
who dragged
friend,
the other here.
or Deskins isn't their real last name.
Dun dun dun. Maybe it's their first name.
So, fun fact: my sisters and I, originally, when we did online pen names, we made up a last name and then we just all used it. But like, so did my friends. So we just all had the same last
big
name.
family. Okay.
Well, I'm saving romance for my second novel in the series, because the first book is when the heroine, takes that time to sort of build her skills and establish herself, and come up with all the qualities that would be attractive to someone to begin with. But that doesn't happen in this story, and this story isn't even really about that. But in the next book, it'll definitely come into play, which is something else that I am not at all acquainted with. But there's 5 years of time before I have to put the next book out, right? Yeah.
What I think is really funny for me is when I first started writing my stuff, so I was 11 or 12, let's say 12. I could easily write romance, but it was like super cliche, really cheesy, really, really uncomfortable because it was a 12-year-old writing it. Like, yes, this is how adults, aka 19-year-olds, are romantic. And then after that, then I cut a bunch of it, really all of it out, and that was between like 14 and 16, maybe bordering a 17, where I just like didn't write the romance. Just like, nope, I don't know how to do that. And then as I got older, I'm like, okay, I'm more comfortable doing it now than I was. And go back in and add in actual flirting and cutesy stuff and stuff like that. And like, the rest of the stuff that comes to romance.
I saw a post recently that kind of sums up my feelings on the whole cheesy aspect, and it's like, it's only cheesy if it embarrasses you. And I'm like, that's true, because there's like a lot of romantic things that I'm like, oh, that was sweet, and other people are like, that's so cheesy, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't care, I loved it. So it's only cheesy if it embarrasses you.
Rather uncomfortable, not in the like, oh, I'm embarrassed uncomfortable. Well, I was embarrassed because I wrote it, but I was like uncomfortable in the fact that like that's not cute. That's just kind of weird. That's all right. Cool. Pat little CB on the head and go along your way, Chad. Go write someone murdering someone. You're better at that.
So, despite my love of romance and my disdain for fight scenes and everything, my book one doesn't have romance.
Hey!
They're like,
we have a club! Sam and I have a club now.
The main...
I'm not part of the club!
The main ship they have a little meeting in a graveyard under a lot of emotional duress, and then they separate and they don't see each other for years, but like he's actually hanging out with her cousin most of the time, who pretends to flirt with him. And well, like, her cousin is asexual and aromantic, but he likes to flirt. Yeah, and so they're like, he becomes besties with her cousin, and then when she shows back up and is like, "Oh, hey, you," and she's like, "You," and then the cousin's like, "Do I need to stop because I don't want to make things weird?"
I love the energy of people that flirt with everyone but aren't actually interested in anyone. But like not in a like toxic way. In like a
I felt like my sister needed representation, so I made
in that way.
I made Liam.
Liam I have a character named Liam. I think Liam's just a solid name.
To be fair, his name is Killiam, but I call him Liam because Kieran is another character, and like they're both K's.
Not
so.
Killian.
Killiam. Yeah, with an
Is
M.
that a name?
No, I'm dyslexic,
Okay.
but it's a name now.
Cool. just making sure.
Half of my fantasy characters don't have real names, not because I intended it that way. It's just I misspelled a name, and it's sticking now.
There's a character in my book named Lucas, and for years I spelled it as Lucius. But I didn't know. People were like, "That's not how you spell Lucas," and I'm like, "Oh, this is how you look." Lucus. Luke us.
Fox says you steal names and you need to stop. I presume because you both have a Willow, and now.
Hey, I've been writing longer than you have, therefore my Willow has existed before you. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Fox.
She got you there. I'm trying to think. Well, yeah. Well, technically, his name used to be Ilium, and I just added the K, so it's Killiam now. I used to call him Illy, but I can't anymore because then his name is Killy. So his name is just Liam.
You know, I think you should keep it as Killy.
Killy.
You can go Killy, Philly, and the rest of the dwarves.
I mean, he is an assassin boy.
Stab. You opened the stream, or at one point during the stream, you were like, clack, 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 or like slam, 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 or something like that. And every time you said like an onomatopoeia of 3 words.
Uh-huh.
And yes, I'm pulling out that elementary school language arts learning right there. And now the TikTok audio, I feel like I explained this to someone else recently, and they were like, we're on very different sides of TikTok, where it's like the whack, whack, whack. It was my brother. Whack, whack, whack. And then it transitions to like, it's the po-po. And then it's like, this is around Halloween. So there was like people cosplay like murderers and then running away. This was the thing. Nothing? No? Cool.
No, wait, I'm looking through banners, but I know what thing you're talking about.
You do know? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I feel validated. Anyway, so that
sorry, I was looking for my final sprint banner.
way too often, especially because someone in my family, again, who I'm blanking, keeps saying "popo," and I'm like,
"Popo."
Why?
But why?
Anyway.
I look to my left, and there's an ad before my music video, and it's just this man staring like this, and I'm like, "Sir." I need to just show all of you. See the man. I'm falling. Can you see him? I don't know if you can see him.
Yeah.
That's what I looked over and saw, and I was like, sir, now, do we have a problem? I just minimized all my shit.
Okay. Fox messaged me, hi, hello, kindly find a river and jump in.
Why does she need to find a river and jump in? I won't be back. Okay. Well, thank you for coming. But oh yeah, so this is going to be our final sprint of the night because it's school nights are back and I have to put the children to sleep. So I can't stay up as late anymore. Well, I can't stay on streaming anymore. I'm still not sleeping till 3. But that's a whole different thing. All right, so are we ready for our final sprint of the night then?
Winter Wonderland.
Yes.
All right. And we're going in a 3, a 2, a 1, go. I would like for everybody to know that I got about a page done reading and adding to my outline because I was stuck between a war.
I wonder how that
I
could have
kept being
happened.
updated with screenshots on a GIF war.
That who won that? Which I was just wondering for the benefit of everyone. Who could have
What's up,
possibly
babe?
won that
They'll
one?
be able to see you if you come over here.
It was me, in case anyone was wondering. I sent a GIF of Hawks from My Hero Academia clapping. And then
Good night.
Fox responded with
No.
like a turkey or like some sort of chicken
I'm
cooked.
about to end my stream.
And I responded with that, a picture of Hawks eating fried chicken, because joke's on Fox, Hawks, these names are too similar, his favorite food is fried chicken. Booyah!
Which makes a lot of sense because he's a hawk. And chicken hawks are a thing.
But he's also a human. He is a human. He is not actively a hawk, just like Sue is not actually a frog.
I'm just saying, it makes sense that the hawk would enjoy chicken. Because at first, my knee jerk was to be like, cannibal! But
That's what everyone jokes.
no, he's a hawk.
And he's built an eyeliner. So jealous.
Have anything to do with anything.
No, it doesn't. But it has things to do with his hawkness.
Oh,
Okay.
actually, it does.
No, what? Fox?
I
have one of three ways.
Yes, they were
other
DMing each other, just a literal GIF fight, just fighting through GIFs. I will pass your words on to him. He has already escaped. GIF wars, the saga begins. GIF wars
has been going on.
GIF wars are the secret war that goes on in the shadows that nobody can ever know it about, except me when CB Snapchats a tour.
You can also I took a screenshot and saved it to my computer when he admitted defeat.
What's funny about that?
Victory! Ha 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 ha!
What's funny about that is, like, you sent me the screenshot where he was like, you win this round, and I was like, oh, you admitted defeat, she is my child, and he's like, she told on me, yes, more proof she's your child, and she's only won this round because she earned it. And you just screenshotted him admitting defeat, another thing I do, so
oh, we have more.
Poor Fox.
Fox, I don't remember the first two things. It was close. It was close when you sent the baby Deku, and I was like, I can't respond with someone beating up Deku because he's so cute. But then I responded. I was a close call. I sent baby Todoroki, then Todoroki beating up Deku because Todoroki is also very cute. So close, but not quite.
So I have to get going.
Me as well.
Because my children need to go to bed because it's a school night.
I'm the child.
She is one of my children. It's not a school night for her, but all right, hold on. I gotta switch the hot seats. All right.
Candy, who's still muted.
Oh no. I am so sorry, Candy. I forgot to unmute you.
Oh, that's okay. I wasn't saying anything that was really that important anyhow, except that it's pronounced GIF, and that is the hill I will die on.
I am a Southern dyslexic. I'm gonna pronounce shit the way I pronounce it.
Oh, the GIF.
Yeah, it's the creator of GIFs officially said it is pronounced GIF, but if he wanted to it pronounced that way, they should have put a J. I don't care that the G stands for graphic. That's the other thing. It doesn't make sense. The G stands for graphic, not graphic. That is what
giraffic.
Me.
Yeah, we should just have GIFs of giraffes.
That is what gets me.
Giraffe GIF.
Like, I would understand if the word that the G stood for was pronounced like a J. I'd be like, okay, you got me there. But no, it's not. But yes. So for the record, I know you're right. I just don't care.
Made that readily apparent.
I know the council made a decision, but given that it's a stupid ass decision, I've elected to ignore it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
All right, so go ahead, Candy.
All right. I am Candy Glynn Wilder. I am a fantasy writer and filmmaker. My contemporary fantasy novel, Mark of the Champion, will be out sometime this year. A few holdups on the business end of things have prevented me from guaranteeing when it's going to be released, but I am determined to release it this year. You can follow me on all my socials below. If you would like to read a sample of Mark of the Champion, I have the first 8 pages of chapter 1 on my website. And I've had a heck of a good time with you all, and I'll see you soon.
Don't mind me adding.
You're up, Siebes.
I was letting everyone know, Cody, I was letting Cody know that I did win. Now Fox and I are arguing about the logistics of said war. Anywho, that I won. I am C.B. Ferrenz, victor of the Gift War, young adult fantasy author, writer, teenager, YouTuber, and you can find me down below and probably typically here a lot.
Most of the
and
month.
If you did want to see me in a, actually we won't do the war because we're being kind. If you want to possibly see me, you could maybe see someone that could resemble me. Wednesday on I don't know if you've heard of this channel, but her name's Jenna. She's a little well known.
You can just announce that you'll be on Jenna's channel. Matt did.
I admit to nothing. I know Matt did, and I was like, "You fucker."
You're allowed.
I know. But I was trying to keep the whole mystery thing. It was a bit, Sam.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Alright, I am allegedly on Jenna's channel on Wednesday, which is the day before my 18th birthday, so you have to show up. It's the rules.
Damn pressure.
I don't make them what Sam enforces them.
Fair, I do.
Cody, I am subtle, okay?
You're as subtle as I am. That's not a high bar. And I am writing mom Samantha Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things on streams such as this on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and when I make videos on Thursdays, which I will be doing again, hopefully, because I'm learning to defeat the chronic illness. If you would like to see a sample of my writing, you can go to my website, SamanthaLNasset.com, to read a spooky flash fiction and sign up to my newsletter to keep up to date with all things Sam. If you would like to help out by tipping the stream, if I start making enough on Ko-Fi, then we can keep this beautiful blue background year-round and not just the month after I throw the holiday patch. And if you would just like to support in another way, you can subscribe to the channel, ring-a-ding the bell, like the stream, because that also helps. Thank you for everybody who came. Thank you for everybody who watches it on the replay. I know y'all are there. I appreciate you. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.